This was what T Nagar's Usman Road looked like on November 11th. This was the condition of G.N. Chetty Road in T Nagar. And this was what Ashok Nagar looked like.
The month of November was a tough one for Chennaiites. The city received more than 1044 millimeters of rainfall, that too in 3 heavy spells of rain. While the rainfall was definitely unprecedented and some amount of flooding was bound to happen, we've now come to understand that some of the inundation was in fact man-made. Today I will take you across T Nagar and Ashok Nagar to understand why these areas flooded thrice this month. Both these neighbourhoods lie next to each other and their problems are similar but at the same time different too. Confused? Well, I will explain it to you. Our first stop is a busy G.N. Chetty Road in T Nagar, which is part of the Smart City's mission. Under this mission, around 30 crores was spent on smart street redevelopment of G.N. Chetty Road and Neighbourhoods Road. But despite this is what G.N. Chetty Road looked like on November 11th and 12th. Stormwater drains are an important part of flood mitigation in cities. These are a network of drains and pipes that collect rainwater from the ground and drain them into natural water channels such as rivers, lakes and ponds. Major roads like G.N. Chetty Road should have big stormwater drains which are at least 2 meters deep and 2 meters wide. But the drains built here tell us a different story. Most of these drains are a little over 1 meter deep and wide, and some of them are less than that. Reverse flow is another big issue that's flooding parts of T Nagar. So stormwater drains need to be built in such a way that water flows from a higher level to a lower level until it finally reaches a natural water channel. But in many parts of T Nagar, stormwater drains are built in such a way that water has to flow from a lower level to a higher level. This means that water literally has to defy gravity and flow upwards as the next stormwater drain is built on a higher elevation. This results in water flowing in the reverse direction, causing inundation. Definitely not smart, right? I'm standing on Raghavaya Road, abutting the G.N. Chetty Road, and what you see behind me is manhole 824. This is the stormwater drain connecting this road, and water from here has to flow to the adjacent street, which is the Rajamanna Street. Except there is a problem here. The elevation level of this stormwater drain is 5085 meters, while the elevation level on the adjacent street is 6053 meters. What does this mean? This means that water literally has to climb 200 odd meters in order to drain into the manhole in Rajamanna Street, making this one of the worst cases of reverse flow seen in this stretch of T Nagar.
G.N. Chetty Road isn't alone. Maps of the drains released by the Chennai Corporation show reverse flow in many areas of T Nagar, like Tirumalai Pillai Road, Vijayaraghava Road, Gopalakrishnan Road and Rama Street.
Now we move to Usman Road, which is an important residential and commercial area in the city. But before I do that, do remember that we at the News Minute are able to bring these stories only because of your support. So do keep that coming. If you want news to be independent, become a member of TNM, click on the link in the description and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Experts and residents in this area have been saying that poorly constructed stormwater drains have resulted in water flowing into the sewer lines and sewage water flooding the entire area. With the Chennai Corporation relaying roads every year, the roads are now at a higher level than the ground level of these apartments, resulting in water flowing into these apartments and the residents having to pump out the water despite the roads drying up.
Dayanand Krishnan, a civil engineering expert who studied the stormwater drain maps, found that reverse flow isn't the only problem. In many parts of T Nagar, like Dr. Nair Road and Tyagaraja Road, the drains are too small. In fact, the depth of one drain on Dr. Nair Road is only 4.5 inches. Such small drains cannot carry even normal rainwater. No surprise then that these roads flood heavily during heavy rains.
The basic flaws we see in Chennai stormwater drains is inadequate size. The depth and width is highly varying in stormwater drains. The issue of especially the depth is seen at some places like Vijayaraghavan Road and Narsimhan Road, where if the depth varies from 500, 600 mm, suddenly it gets reduced to 150 mm or 300 mm. The carrying capacity of this drain is highly reduced, which leads to severe inundation upstream.
I've explained how the stormwater drain system has been messed up, but that is not the only problem. The Greater Chennai Corporation has invested Rs 80 crore to restore the Mambalam Canal. This behind me is the Mambalam Canal, a crucial water channel that drains surface water runoff from T Nagar, Puliyanthok, West Mambalam and areas as far as Ashok Nagar into the Adyar River. On November 7, this very canal, which is supposed to drain out the water, was identified as a source of flooding. Construction debris along a 1.7 meter stretch of the Mambalam Canal was found, and this was blocking the water flow. It was later found out that this construction debris was from the Smart City works.
Ashok Nagar is another neighbourhood next to T Nagar that saw intense flooding in November. This is the Ashok Pillar Road, which was the worst affected road here. On November 11th and 12th, water from nearby roads flowed into the Ashok Pillar Road and stayed here. This is because Ashok Pillar Road is the lowest contour or elevation point in this region, and the water from here flows into a natural channel before draining into the Adyar River. But as the stormwater drains here were not functional, Ashok Pillar Road was flooded.
The reality is that Chennai can build as many stormwater drains as it wants to, but flooding in the city will still continue simply because there's only so much water that the city's natural drains can take into the sea. Imagine you have a 50-liter tub of water under a broken tap. If the amount of water coming out of the tap is over 50 liters and you don't have enough pots or water bottles to hold the extra water, then the water is going to overflow. Chennai right now doesn't have enough water bottles. There isn't enough open land to soak in the rainwater, and the rivers and canals in the city have shrunk because we have constructed indiscriminately on them. So unless we address this issue first, no amount of stormwater drain building is going to save us.